Thursday, March 6, 2K14. Hello there, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good Thursday morning.
Oh boy, Kim, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You know, a few days ago, I didn't mention this yesterday. A few days ago, we had some ice.
Yeah, I'd say we did.
Well, I hurt myself.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I mean, my feet took a trip, and they didn't trip, they slid.
Oh
my
my
feet
gosh.
took a slid. They did, and I slid all over the place.
Are you all right?
I'm kind of achy, and I'm not the only person, though. This happened to a lot of people.
That's what I've heard.
But
That was a scary morning for a lot of people.
Well, it was, and I think you guys didn't go in until 12.
Right. Well, we didn't open to the public till 12.
Right, and the same thing here for the county as well. We didn't open until 12 the other day, but that was. But I'm still achy. So if you see
bless
me,
your heart, I'm sorry.
Well, if you see me wince, say at my age, you know, if you see me wincing during the program, that's why.
That's why.
oh. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
It took a while to get up.
Yeah, it did. Yes. Now.
It what?
Well, we had remarks from the peanut gallery over there. So she was saying something about it took me a while to get up off the ground.
Oh.
Yeah. And she knows that because I told her, but I'm not telling her anything ever again.
Because it'll be up for the public to know, right?
I'm not going to tell her anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Today is March 6th. It is the anniversary of the first college orchestra.
Oh, really?
Yes,
First college orchestra.
First college orchestra was founded. I didn't even know it was lost. But it was founded at Harvard University in Cambridge, Mass. This day, 1808. And just a few years later, as a matter of fact, 1836. This was the last day of the 13-day siege by Mexico's dictator Santa Anna and his 1,000-man army as they defeated 189. He had 1,000 men in his army, and it took them 13 days to defeat 189 Texas volunteers during the Battle of the Alamo.
Wow, my goodness.
Yeah, and a lot of people know the story because, of course, Disney did a big thing about that. He had the thing, and recently there's come to light, some people say that it didn't exactly happen that way.
I've heard that.
Well, we're not even going to go there because everybody likes Davy Crockett. So don't talk bad about Davy Crockett now. So,
That's true.
But anyway, 46 days later, after the siege of the Alamo, General Sam Houston and his Texans captured Santa Anna and gaining independence for the nation of Texas. You know, Texas was once its own nation.
That's what I hear.
It was. It was. In fact, more flags have flown. Well, yeah. More flags have flown over the state of Texas than any other state in the Union, having been Mexico and having been its own nation, and then something else, and then something else, and then once it was something else. So remember that. And if you ever questioned, you know it was something else at one time.
Thank you so much for that wonderful trivia, Mr. Alley.
I pass that along.
I know, we're so proud of that.
Well, yeah. I've been to Texas.
Have you?
Oh, yeah, I like Texas. Yeah.
Did you fly some flags while you were there?
I didn't fly any flags.
But you were there.
I was there.
There you go.
I like where I am better.
Well, we're glad to have you in good old North Carolina.
Happy to be here. Well, born and bred.
I hear
and
you.
I like bread. Give me a sandwich. I like where I am. This is good. Your turn.
On today's show, we have a fantastic, and I really do mean fantastic, interview with the Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that interview, Wayne?
I do. That was a good one.
We did. We have a local restaurant owner and proprietor here in downtown Goldsboro, JoJo Morris from JoJo's Cafe. We also have Miss Julie METZ, who is the president of the DGDC, and we also had Andrew Jernigan, who is the chairman of the EC committee, which is the economic, is it EC or ER? Maybe it's ER
committee, yes.
Economic restructuring? I believe that's right.
Resource restructuring, something
We'll
like that.
find out in a minute.
ER. He is the chairman of the committee.
Is that what it is?
Well,
we hope we got that right.
Yeah.
But you'll find out more about it coming up soon, and it really did give us a lot of good information about how to start up businesses, not only in Goldsboro, but in downtown Goldsboro, and the benefits.
Yes, and you know, on a serious note, speaking on a sidebar.
Yes.
We have a sidebar here. From time to time, you know, we post everything on YouTube.
Yes, we do.
And from time to time, I'll go in and I'll look at our YouTube page just to see who's watching our program. And the program of JoJo's Restaurant.
Yes.
We
went in her restaurant and spoke with her.
We did, and it was great. Yes, it was. But she apparently has leaked word to Great Britain that she did this program. So we have a lot of people in England who are watching the program.
Yes, we do.
Hello.
It was cute when we were interviewing the group today, or recently, it was so cute because they all wanted to start speaking in English accents, just like JoJo.
Yes, and somebody was making the comment about, you know, all you have to do is be in the area of someone, be around someone who has
Right.
an English accent, and it just naturally you start.
You want to
speaking.
imitate them, don't
Yes.
you? You're right. You're right. Well,
Okay.
today we do have a great interview, so stay with us and let's see what the economic restructuring is all about in downtown Goldsboro. Joining me today is Julie METZ of the Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation. We're here today to learn more about the business incentive grant that the DGDC offers. Welcome to the show, Julie. So glad to have you back.
Thank you, Kim. I'm glad to be here.
So you have some friends with you today. Will you tell us who they are and how they are connected to the business incentive grant?
Sure. I have Joe Morris, who is the proprietor of JoJo's Coffee and Tea Shop downtown on Mulberry Street. And I have Andrew Jernigan, who is with Jernigan Furniture, but more importantly to me, he's the chairperson of the Economic Restructuring Committee. And his service to the board is he oversees the business incentive grant program and administers it and works with the committee to make sure that it is dealt with adequately. And of course, we have Joe here today because she is a recipient of the business incentive grant, and we wanted to get her perspective on how it was helpful to her and her business.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you downtown. We hear wonderful things. Speaking personally of somebody who has been in your store and in your restaurant many times, it's fabulous. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, Julie, can you give us some more background on what the business incentive grant is and how it was started and why it was started?
Sure. It was started in 2008. We actually had some council members that were interested in the DGDC staff becoming a little bit more proactive in recruiting businesses to downtown. And considering our resources, there's only 3 of us, and how much time it takes to go out and actively one-on-one recruit businesses, we came up with this tool that was more able for us, our office staff, and our resources to serve in that need and that capacity. And so other communities across the state were coming up with something similar. So we researched it for over a year, took it back to council in late 2008, in which they decided to adopt and fund. So it is funded through the Municipal Service Tax District. And basically what it is just a small financial incentive to get businesses that are considering opening or have relocation decisions ahead of them to consider downtown as a viable option. So it's just a small grant. It's $4,800 in total, and they get a monthly accruement of that in $400 increments, and it begins 6 months after they open. But it's intended just to help over their initial 1-year overhead costs.
Well, Andrew, can you tell me a little bit more about why do you think this incentive grant is important and how does it help some of the businesses potentially that are coming downtown or to entice them to come downtown?
Well, it's really wonderful. I've been on the ER committee for, I guess, about 5 years now. And one of the amazing things that I have seen happen in the past few years is that since we've seen the reinvestment in downtown, especially streetscape, we have seen the number of applications for these grants skyrocket. Not only has the number of applications for these grants skyrocketed, but the quality of applications for businesses wanting to either open up or relocate downtown has been truly phenomenal. Now we see fantastically qualified current businesses and new businesses that are wanting to move in downtown and are really just asking for a little bit of support. And that is exactly what we're there for. Not only just a financial support, but we like to also act as an advisory role. One of the great things about the ER committee is that we do have the responsibility of overseeing this fantastic grant, which, as Julie stated, doesn't kick in even immediately. It kicks in after the first 6 months, and what that does is that shows us that a business, a serious business, a qualified business, can come downtown and make it 6 months without us even getting involved. After that, once they have shown us that they are qualified, we kick in and give them a little bit of support to help them through that first total 18 months. Which is when any new business, whether it's starting up or relocating, has the hardest time making it.
Absolutely.
But again, it's a financial resource, but in addition to which, the committee is made up of many fantastic members. I think there's probably about 10 or 12 of us total. Not just we also act as a knowledge base, kind of a
advisor of someone who's been in the business.
Exactly, and the committee has members that are in real estate, restaurant business, furniture, all sorts of investment, whether or not it's rehabilitation, you name it. And that way, from a multifaceted angle, we can really give these businesses, again, a lot of which are startup and need this information. A lot of them are even relocating from outside of the area, a full knowledge base to be able to come in and have a fantastic chance of actually succeeding, because it is so hard to open up and make it in the business world today.
Right. Well, Andrew, do you all help guide them through like developing a business plan?
Absolutely, and that's a fantastic question. One of the members on our committee is one of the best resources we have ever had at the DGDC, which is Charles Gaylor, the Small Business Development Center at Wayne Community College. And to be such a young man, he is truly not only mature but infinitely knowledgeable. And when anyone comes to us and first inquires to this grant, we first send them to him, or we at least strongly recommend. And what he does from many angles is obviously make them more educated and capable at opening their business. But in addition to which, he is fantastic specifically at putting together business plans. And that is one of the things, they not only have to submit an application to us, but submit their business plan. And what we do is we sit in hour or multi-hour long meetings dissecting these business plans. And the reason being is because we want to make sure anybody coming downtown has the best chance of making it.
Absolutely.
Not only that, we consider ourselves stewards of these financial resources, and it would be irresponsible for us to not act fiscally responsible with these funds. So we make sure that when we make a decision, we make it on the best qualified applicant and one that has the best chance of succeeding and achieving.
Well, it sounds like you have done your research, you've got a strong foundation, and a fantastic group of knowledgeable folks here in our community giving of their time.
Me too.
Because this is absolutely a volunteer committee, correct?
Absolutely, and they meet monthly. They do applications. We only have 4 rounds a year, so it's a competitive process, and they'll review those 4 times a year and sit down, like Andrew said, for hours going over the business plan. But the business plan is an absolute requirement for an application to be considered. And like Andrew said, Charles Gaylor and the Small Business is a fabulous resource for us and also for the applicants that are considering coming downtown. And so with that, I think JoJo can speak to that.
She's our prodigal child.
So JoJo, tell us, if you will, a little bit about how this incentive grant assisted you, and give us some more details about the struggles of opening a business, not just downtown, but anywhere, and how this helped you succeed.
So this is my first attempt at opening a business anywhere. I've always worked in the corporate world, and it's always been somebody else's responsibility to worry about the numbers and profitability and productivity and things like that. So I decided to move to Goldsboro, and I needed to support myself, and I didn't want to go back into that kind of world. So I started to think of the kind of things that I would like to do, but not only what I would like to do, but where I would like to do it. So cutting a long story short, came up with the idea of a tea and coffee shop. And I knew that I didn't want it in a strip mall. I didn't want it on a busy kind of main street. I wanted somewhere where you could represent some kind of personality in a community. And coming downtown to me is exactly what you get. I mean, I come from England, and we still have very much marketplaces and downtown streets. We are going down the road that America has gone, and we're having these great big retail outlets and that are out of town and things like that, which does have the potential to kill some downtown businesses. But I think Goldsboro is one of the towns that I've seen, certainly since I've been in America, that's really making an effort, and it seems to be working, because you can walk around anywhere. I walked here from my shop this morning, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and you see at least 3 or 4 people else that that run businesses, and everybody stops and says hi, and it's you get great support. But with regards to the DGDC, I personally, as a business owner, see them as a real hub for all the businesses in the community. I get great support from them, and I have done right from the start. And the incentive grant, yes, of course it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference to me. I've been in business now for 8 months, and I started receiving my grant at the beginning of the year. In January, I received my first payment, and it has enabled me to make the decision to expand my business a much easier decision.
Oh, excellent.
Because I not only have the financial support of the city and of the DGDC, but you get a lot of other advice and support that goes with that. It's not just a fiscal grant to me. It's being part of a community where you can go and you can get advice and you can talk things through, and there are other people within that environment that have your best interests at heart, you know, and will sit down and have frank conversations with you and say, you know, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? What about if this happens? What about if that happens? So it's almost like having some great feedback and some great support, as well as, you know, the fiscal assistance that you get. So for me, it's made a huge difference.
Well, can you tell us any more, or is it a secret as of this point, about your expansion?
No, not at all. I haven't yet signed the lease, but I'm hoping to. It's all been sort of discussed and agreed. So, you know, my plan is to take the building that's right next door to me. It's the same landlord, Jeff Darwin. So, and him and his wife are great people to be, you know, connected with downtown. Yeah, and we plan on doubling in size, hopefully opening in the evenings and doing beer and wine as well. So, you know, we get great feedback from the community and great support. So that's what everybody seems to want. So that's what we're going to do.
People have been asking you since your first
since
week.
I opened,
when
yes.
are you going to open at night? And,
yeah.
And then you also did some Sunday brunches and various
Yeah, we're doing
things.
Sunday lunches now, which are a great success. One thing that I've actually found interesting about that is that we've done it on a reservation-only basis. Right now, because of the size of our restaurant, we're quite small. But we have had, and we've only had opened on 3 Sundays, but on every Sunday we've had people walking around downtown and have come in as walk-ins, which I've been really impressed about, because I wasn't aware, not being downtown on a Sunday myself, that there are people that walk around and look for things to be open. So to me, that's encouraging that people are using as a place, let's go take a walk downtown.
Absolutely.
And see what's going on.
Experience, being downtown on Sunday, looking for things to do, whether you're riding your bike, whether you're out for a walk, there are many times that you're out looking for somewhere to stop and get a lemonade or get a soft drink or get some ice cream. You're looking for those things. So the more and more that come together and decide to open on Sundays and weekdays as well as weekends, it would be a fabulous treat. Yeah,
because I think, you know, during the week there's a great presence of businesses open, but I think, you know, on a Sunday it's probably lacking a little bit. And like you say, Kim, if places are open, then people don't have to think of us like, let's go walk downtown. We know we can get something to eat.
Right.
You know, we know there's entertainment downtown, you know, every day of the week, so it doesn't matter.
And one of the things the ER committee is doing to try to enhance that and grow that expansion of business hours downtown is one of the criteria, or one of the weighted points on the evaluation form for a consideration of a business incentive grant application is the hours of operation. And so you get a certain amount of points if you're open from the standard Monday through Friday 8 to 5, and you get more points for expanding your hours during the weekend and evening hours. So they're trying to strengthen that that need and fill that bill as well.
I mean, when I first opened, we were only open Monday to Friday, 8 till 3. But we were very quickly asked by our customers, how about opening on a Saturday? And I was like, hey, look, if people want us to open on a Saturday, we will. I don't have to answer to anybody else. If I want to open, I can open. And so we've been open on Saturdays now probably for 5 months. And it's one of our best days of the week.
Who would have known?
Yeah, we get a great amount of business on a Saturday. And the Sundays are turning into the same thing. You know, people have said, how about opening on a Sunday and doing a traditional English dinner? I'm like, okay. We will then. So, you know, that's the flexibility of being a small business as well, I think, and not attached to a chain. Is people want you to do it, you can do it.
Exactly. And that's some of the freshness about being downtown in a downtown atmosphere, because it's such a collage of various types of unique businesses downtown, and that's what we're trying to continue to encourage. Speaking of, Andrew, can you tell me a little more about the changes that the ER, the Economic Restructuring Committee, is doing moving forward?
Well, again, when we first started, it was just a financial resource. Again, I think we started to change and evolve a few years ago when the quantity and quality of applications started coming in. We started realizing we had to be a little bit more restrictive because we do have limited resources. Julie's always been great if we have fantastic applications coming to us about trying to get more funds to help support these businesses out there. But we do a lot of things, and it's not just the ER committee. The business incentive grant is a large part of it, but we're very fortunate at the DGDC. I'm the head of one of the committees, but there's actually 4. What we will do is we will go out to businesses or people that are looking to invest, but also businesses that may be out there wanting to expand, and we have fantastic facilities downtown, or we will even go out of town to try and recruit businesses to come down. And we have the business incentive grant as one of our weapons or one of our tools, but we also have the promotions committee, which basically is their job is to be able to get notice and support and advertisement and information out there about the businesses that can be downtown in order to draw customers and business. We have the design committee, which works with different funds to help improve the facade through the facade grants, but improve the outside and the infrastructure of these businesses to make them look nicer. So we really have an all-encompassing capability to go out there, recruit businesses, help support businesses, grow their idea, and we'll actually do roundtables. We will have people say, hey, you know, I'm looking to open a business. Can I just sit down with you guys and, you know, kind of use you as a backboard to bounce ideas off of?
So even before they've made a commitment, they're willing to sit down and speak?
We actually prefer for people to come in and talk to us before they've made a commitment. And the reason being is because, you know, Jernigan Furniture has been in business for 90 years, and we make mistakes every day. We're still doing it wrong. We just help to do it right more than we do wrong. But with that said, you know, one thing my family's been great about is we passed down a lot of maybe silly sayings, but a lot of things that's kept us alive in 90 years. And if I can help share some of that information to people who are trying to start up, you know, the whole idea is like stop people from having to make those mistakes themselves. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Use us as a round table, as a knowledge base, so that you can do things right the first time and let us make the mistakes or learn from our mistakes. But yeah, it's really wonderful to be able to have this available. And we actually even have businesses that may have been open for a year or 2 years that'll come to us and say, hey guys, my business just isn't where we want it to be. We're doing something wrong. And one of the problems as a business owner is that sometimes when you're working in a business, you spend so much time working in a business, it's hard to look at your business from the outside. You have blinders on. You quit seeing the things that need change. And unfortunately, I mean, it's a wonderful thing. People in this community are so nice. People aren't going to walk up to you and say, hey, you're doing this wrong, you need to change. But what's really awesome is when we have these business owners that are so selfless and smart enough to say, I know I'm not doing everything right. Would you guys mind sitting down with me and just helping me a little bit? And then once people let us in, we love to, what we'll do is we will all take turns going to the business at different times, get together even before we sit down with them, have our own round tables, share information about what ways that we think that we could positively make suggestions. And then we will sit down with the business owner themselves and say, hey, these are some ideas that we have. These are some recommendations, some suggestions. You don't have to take them, but they, you know, from people that have been in this community for, you know, and families for anywhere from 1 year to 100 years, these are some things that we could see that could help based upon what we know, and not even just from one angle. Again, that's the great thing about the committee. It's so diverse. We hit it from every angle, every industry in Wayne County.
Wow. Wow.
Well, I think this is one of the reasons we submitted a grant or award nomination this past fall. The North Carolina Main Street program recognizes excellence in different categories: design, promotions, economic restructuring, and organization every year. And the Business Incentive Grant Program is going to be honored next month for the best business incentive program or economic development incentive program for our business incentive grant.
That is fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
Yes.
And one of the things I think is interesting, you know, we mentioned that each grant is a total of $4,800. And typically my budget allows for 4 grants to be awarded each year.
Okay. Is that a fiscal year or is that a calendar year?
That's a fiscal year.
Okay.
It's managed through the city budget through the Municipal Service Tax District. But since conception in 2008, and like Andrew's indicated and I suggested, the program has evolved and changed dramatically since its conception. But we've had, I think we've had 13 businesses that were supported with the grant at the time that we submitted our award nomination. That required $6,200 of the city money to support in total. But it generated 127 jobs, created or retained 127 jobs. And just the building improvements that were investments that were done to support the new businesses that we were granting, that was a $570,000 return. So that's the rate of return on that is 817%.
And who can say that?
Money.
So you know, where do you hear those type statistics?
It's not a handout; it's an investment.
Absolutely not.
And the return is the proof is in the pudding. It's fantastic what we've seen develop out of these awards, these investments that are being given out.
And I think, and Andrew understands, you know, when you look at the numbers, Businesses fail 50% of the time.
Yes.
In the first 3 years, I think is the statistic, and
Yep.
then after 5, it goes down to, so like 85% of the businesses fail within the first 5 years,
Yep.
is essentially it. And so it's not just necessarily about location. A lot of people think it has to do with downtown, but a lot of it has to do with businesses not starting with enough capital or not marketing enough or not. And so the business incentive grant, although we don't have any stipulations on how you spend it, we definitely encourage people to spend it in a typical underfunded initiative, and that is marketing. And it has really helped. So our statistics are better than that of the average. We still have, of the 13 businesses, we still have 7 in operation and 40 employees that have been retained or created. So we're very excited about it, and as this program has evolved and strengthened with the support of the volunteers on the committee, I think our numbers will even be greater as far as the
Julie
retention.
really just hit the nail on the head. You know, one of the great things about opening up downtown is that you got some phenomenal locations, like JoJo pointed out, that are so unique, have so much personality to them that you can really create an identity that matches your business to your facility, and that's fantastic. But the thing about it is that, and again, Julie hit the nail on the head. There are great businesses that open up and fail in the first 5 years, and it has nothing to do with either A, how they ran their business or their product or anything else. It's just the fact that it takes a long time to get your name out there. And the problem is that you have to have so much startup capital, either that or you have to have a marketing budget that's through the roof.
Right.
I mean, if I were to look opening up a new furniture store, I'd have to have $100,000 set aside just for the first 90 days in promotions. And the problem is that when you talk about that kind of money, you're eliminating 95% of the businesses that could even
Exactly.
get started up. And so what we're doing is by that process, you're eliminating all the fantastic places that can really be out there and invest in our community. And what this does, this just helps them through that tough time while they're trying to get their name out there.
Right, right. Well, it sounds like you all have exciting things happening, continuing to happen downtown. Thank you to the DGDC. Thank you to the committee members, and fantastically thank you to all these new businesses that are opening downtown. We're excited about your expansion.
Me
Looking
too.
forward to seeing JoJo continue to grow.
Thank you.
Well, JoJo, tell everybody where you are.
Oh, yeah, we're on 120 East Mulberry Street. Best way to describe it is right next door to the Habitat Restore.
That's
Can't miss
exactly
us.
right. your biggest seller, what would you say that might be?
Food-wise, shepherd's pie.
There you go.
Shepherd's pie for sure.
Tea or coffee, are we converting yet?
You know what? We sell more tea than we sell coffee.
Fantastic.
Yep.
You can look up JoJo and on Facebook.
Yep, we're on Facebook and we have a website as well now.
All right.
Getting all fancy, yeah.
There you go. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing this information that I'm sure many of our audience had no idea just how much support local businesses can get right here downtown Goldsboro.
Thank you
So
for
thank
having
you
us.
for being with
Thank
us.
you.
And this was happening downtown Goldsboro.
All right, now that was very interesting, and we thank you and those folks there for that fine discussion. A lot of good information there.
It was, and I've learned a lot when we do these interviews. You find out more details. You may know the general outline of a topic, but to know all these details was fascinating.
Yeah, it was very detailed, very good.
Oh, we want to remind everybody, Wayne, to join us tonight for a huge party that'll be taking place at the Goldsboro Family Y.
Oh, well, this is
What do you
Majesty.
think it's about?
Majesty.
It is all about Majesty Rose York, which is Goldsboro's own American Idol contestant.
Yes.
We'll be finding out tonight if she makes it on to the next round. You know, Majesty is in the top 12 right now on American Idol, which is a Fox channel, which is Time Warner Cable Channel 4. I'm not sure with other...
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I know I'm not sure about the other channels, but I know Channel 4, Time Warner Cable, and it will come on tonight at 7:30. Join us at Goldsboro Family Y. We've got posters, we've got video cameras that are there interviewing people, talking about how you know Majesty, giving her some shout outs of support.
Yeah, some support.
And this is Hometown Week.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be some surprises on the national stage, I do believe.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, here you
Majesty's
go.
family was given, and friends were given some video cameras to go around and video some of Majesty's favorite places in Goldsboro.
Oh,
So we may
okay.
see some of that on the national stage on American Idol tonight. So come join us,
Well,
Goldsboro Family Y, 7:30 tonight, and show Majesty your support.
Now, that is exciting.
And vote, vote, vote on Wednesday
yeah.
nights.
Yeah, be
Every
sure you
Wednesday
vote
night.
Wednesday night, last night.
That's right.
Or next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
This
Okay.
week's voting is done.
It's done.
That's
Today is
right.
Shaquille O'Neal's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Shaquille.
Yeah. And he's gone from basketball to becoming quite the spokesman on television. He's doing a lot of commercials now. He's 42 today. Actor Rob Reiner, he was Meathead on All in the Family.
That's right.
And he's also, by the way, happens to be a very good director, producer, and all that. He is 67 today. And also 67 is Dick Fosbury. Fosbury, Olympic gold medalist and record holder who created the Fosbury flop. I don't know if you ever knew what that was.
Don't know what that is.
It was a unique and unusual way of a high jump.
I thought it was a dance. Okay.
No,
not a dance.
no, that was the Lindy Hop. That's something entirely different. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Is that it?
Pretty much. I just want to remind everybody, if you want to find out more about Majesty Rose and her journey to be the next American Idol, you can go to the website majestymania.com. There we'll have details about viewing parties. You can follow her on various social media sites and stay up to date with what's happening with Goldsboro's very own.
That's exactly right. So stay up with us as well, as we will be back in here tomorrow. We begin at 7 o'clock, and then the show repeats at noon and at 5:30, and then later in the evening as well. So until tomorrow, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.